Can you trick your brain into becoming addicted to something that is actually good for you? It's a fascinating topic, and I believe you can. I've broken it down into 6 steps that I'm going to share with you on today's video. So I was talking with my fraternity brothers the other day. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. That's where I'm wearing my jacket for this video. And we were just reminiscing on how, now this was 20 years ago, and we had 21 guys all living in the same house, a 4-bedroom condominium, for 2 months. Now think about how miserable those conditions were. Most of us were sleeping on the floor. You had to fight over the bathrooms. There wasn't enough food to go around. You know, we would line up and cook meals and just eat like the little scraps that were left. Not to mention, like, we were pledging, so you know, we had to learn information. It was hard to get sleep. Somebody was always up doing something. By the way, Kappa Alpha Psi is a non-hazing fraternity, so of course we weren't doing anything like that. And the crazy thing about it was because after we were done with the pledge process and we were free to go home, go back to our own apartments, we missed each other. We missed being around all the other 20 guys. And we didn't know what to do with ourselves. So we wanted to come back to that bond that we had with each other, which was the idea in the first place. So that had me thinking here, now 20 years later, I'm going through this Share the Light challenge. And for 2 months, we've committed to sharing stuff daily through blogs, videos, whatnot, but stepping out of our comfort zone and doing it for 2 months. And it's uncomfortable because I don't have time to do it. You know, I'm busy. I got this going on, that going on. The excuses started kicking in my head, and I'm like, oh, I'm just not going to do it today. I'll just pay the $50 fine. But you know what? Now that we're like 2 days away from the end of this challenge, I'm thinking to myself, well, what am I going to do when this is over? Because my body, I've gotten accustomed to posting a link and sharing it with the group and showing people what I've shared publicly every day. And after tomorrow, I won't have to do that anymore. So what am I going to do? Because now I have this craving for it, this addiction. I need to post a link somewhere. And that was kind of the idea. So I was hoping to replicate that, but I did not draw the parallel between that and my fraternity pledging days until recently. So I've kind of broken it down and thought to myself, like, well, why is this happening? You know, we've talked a little bit about forming habits in these videos, and, you know, I'm taking it to the next level and calling it an addiction. Well, how do you form a positive addiction? And the first key, I think, is to just only commit to something for a short amount of time. Like a lot of time when you go on diets or you try to change something about your fitness routine or your sleep habits, well, it seems overwhelming because it's a huge life change, it's a huge commitment. But if you say to yourself, okay, I'm just gonna try this for 1 month or 2 months, and then we'll see how it goes after that. Well, you can do anything for a short amount of time. So just give it a shot and just say, I'm gonna commit to this for 2 months. So I think 2 months is a good minimum amount of time for it to be just painful enough, but to the point where you get used to it because of the repetition. The second tip is that there should be others involved. So if you can, make it a group activity so that you have accountability, or at the minimum have an accountability partner or something, somewhere where you check in, some type of mechanism so that other people are involved in holding you accountable. The third thing is to make it a daily commitment. So even if you commit to something for a short amount of time and you do it with others, if you're only doing it like once a week or once every other day, you know, it's not the same as, you know, making it that grueling thing that's an everyday part of life to the point where you're almost sick of it. And then at the end, after you get through 2 months of being sick of it, then your body's gonna want it. It's gonna be like, hey, wait, where is that thing? Wait, I'm not doing it anymore. There should be some rewards along the way. So let's say that you're doing a new fitness routine. Well, you know, you should start to see yourself getting in better shape. You're feeling better about yourself. Or maybe you're doing it for dietary reasons. Maybe cut one thing out of your diet for 2 months and see how you feel. but there should be some type of reward along the way, and there should be a penalty if you don't stick to the routine that you're establishing. So the carrot and the stick. For example, for the Share the Light challenge, well, we have a $50 fine if we don't post something every day. And the last and final tip is there should be a euphoric celebration at the conclusion of your short-term experiment where you tried this new routine and you were successful at it. I remember when I was training for my very first race. My brother had talked me into running a race, a 10K, that's on the 4th of July every year. It's called the Peachtree Road Race. And at the time, I wasn't a runner. In fact, I was very out of shape, and he talked me into it. We started training for it in March. So March, April, May, June, we had a good 4 months of training, running every day, holding each other accountable, to the point where come July, I was just like, I want this to be over with. I'm so tired of this. I'm not a runner. Well, lo and behold, we did the race, 6 miles, 10K. I felt great afterwards. You know, coming across that finish line, it's like a big party. You have 50,000 people out there. You know, there's just a bunch of dopamine flowing and serotonin and endorphins. Everybody feels great. It's the 4th of July, there's music. It's a nice, hot, sunny day in Atlanta, and all the adrenaline flowing. It just felt so good that I never turned back. And that had to be 12 years ago. And I've never stopped running since. I do multiple races a year, half marathons, obstacle courses, because I'm just addicted to it. I tricked my body into getting addicted to something that is actually good for me. Just to sum it up, here are the tips. First, commit to it for a short amount of time. 2 months is good. Commit to it with others so that you have accountability. There needs to be a penalty system in place, and there should be rewards along the way. Oh, and make sure you do it every day for that 2-month period, or at least every weekday. And when you're done, it should end in a euphoric celebration. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you found those tips helpful. I hope that you form a positive addiction in your life. Whatever changes that you want to make, there's a way to do it. There's a way to make it happen. You can become the best possible version of yourself. Please share this with someone if you think it could help them, and subscribe to my channel. This is Ethan King signing out, and I'll see you on the next video.